Hello, welcome to this week's Friday Focus. I have a question for you. What do you think about you? Have you ever really consciously thought about it? And have you actually ever questioned how you answer that question? So, for example, I used to say, or my brain still does tell me, I'm not clever enough. For you, it might be, I'm too fat, or I'm not good enough. You'll have sentences in your head. But it's really interesting when we start to think about our thinking. And the relationship that you have with yourself will be determined, or the quality of the relationship you have with yourself will be determined by the quality of the thoughts you have about yourself. But most of us haven't even considered what we think of ourselves. And if we have, we've never actually questioned whether those thoughts are true. We just assume that because we have that sentence in our head, that it must be a fact. But it is not a fact that I'm not clever enough. And I could actually find lots of evidence to prove that thought to not be true. But I hear it in my head and I think that must be real. That must be truthful. So I want you to think about this, and I want you to question, are you telling yourself on the regular that you're not good enough? That you're too fat? Or that you don't look right? Or that you're different? For some people, you even think that maybe you're disgusting. And you don't even question whether that's true. You just hear that sentence and take it as a fact. But just because we have a thought in our head, it does not mean to say that it's true. You are good enough. You have a human body. The amount of fat that is on it or not on it is irrelevant. That is just your mind's interpretation, and that interpretation can be changed. And here's the other thing. If your thoughts about you aren't particularly kind and you don't really like yourself very much, then you're certainly not going to look after yourself. We don't look after the things we don't like. The things we don't like get shoved to one side, get put away, they get avoided. We don't take them out and love them and nourish them and enjoy them. But you can. You can actually get to a place where you want to look after your body, where you want to nourish your body, and where you actually want to look after it. Because so many of us aren't looking after our bodies. We are overeating, over drinking, and all the other activities that we do. Some people it's over exercising, and obviously exercise is very good for our body, but not over exercising. And it all starts with the thoughts that we have in our heads, and those thoughts will make us feel a certain way. And if you're telling yourself that you're not good enough, you're not going to feel good. But that isn't actually true. So the first step here is really to become aware of what do I think of myself? What are the thoughts that I have in my head that describe who I am? And then you get to question, well, is that actually true? And then when you realise how you're currently thinking, now we can start to change. Now we can't jump from disliking ourselves to loving ourselves in a leap. Unfortunately, some people can, but generally that's not how it works. We have to kind of step our way there, like climbing up a staircase. You're at the bottom of the staircase. We want to get to the top of the staircase. We just need to do it one step at a time. So I'd like to offer you this thought. I am human. It's a fact. You are actually a human on this planet. How you interpret that human is optional. So we just need to recognize, first of all, the thoughts you had. So for me, it was, I'm not clever enough. I'm not good enough. And they used to make me feel worthless. But now when I hear those sentences, I've moved on a little bit from, excuse me, I am human. But when I used to hear those thoughts, I'd be like, oh, okay, there's that same old thought again. Makes me feel worthless. But I know that's not true. And I'm now going to start believing that I am human. And when I think I am human, that just makes me feel a little bit better. And it makes me feel slightly more neutral about my body rather than worthless. And then from neutral, we can actually be more deliberate and more conscious about what our body needs, what we actually want to put in our body, how we want to nourish it. But it all starts with a thought, being aware of those thoughts, and then starting to move a little bit further forward. So the first step, your homework for this week, recognize your thoughts. I can help you with that. A lot of us don't recognize the thoughts we have in our heads. We think we're just explaining the news. But I can help you. As your coach, as an outside person, I can help you with that. So understanding your thoughts, recognizing your thoughts, and then just telling yourself, I am human, takes you to a completely neutral space. So if you want to talk to me more about this, please get in touch. I offer free consultations. We can learn more about you, and even that hour together will be so valuable to you that you won't regret doing it. I can't wait to meet you. Have an amazing day. Bye.